Hello and welcome to my tutorial. I'm excited to be back after my Christmas and New Year break, and I hope everyone's been having a great time creating art while I've been away. I start to create the sunset by blocking in the greys in the dark clouds at the very top of the picture, and I'm using cold grey 4 and then I follow over with cold grey 2. I'm doing very light layers at this point, just getting in the rough shapes that I want and keeping a very light pressure on the page so I can get lots of layers in. I added a touch of sky blue and also went over the darker spots in the clouds with black before blending it out with odorless solvent, and this works to just lift the pigment up a bit so that it can go into the white spots on the paper. I then start adding more layers of the greys and black just to deepen those shadows in those clouds. I'm keeping quite loose strokes. I'm not too worried about where they go. I'm keeping them all generally in the same direction though, and this just keeps it them looking puffy and not too defined. I then blend it out again, just blending those colours together before going on to my reds and my pinks. I'll include a full colour list in the description below, but I use quite a lot of different reds and oranges. I start blocking in the colours of the clouds in that second band where they're a lot more brighter and a lot more red. I put in a darker red and then go through with a lighter layer, and I also get the oranges in at the lower part of the sunset. I block in with some grey to darken up the layers of clouds to give more definition so that they don't just look flat. Clouds often have darker patches and lighter patches, and you've got to get those different layers in, otherwise the clouds just won't look realistic. After blending, I then start deepening those shadowed areas with some dark purples and blues to really draw out those shadowed areas in those clouds. I also go over with more of the lighter oranges and pinks to make the colour a lot more vibrant. I find that when you blend it, sometimes it will lose some of the vibrant colour that you originally had when you blend it. Other times it actually makes the colour more brighter, so it really depends on which pencil as to how it responds to the blending. After blending it again, I just keep adding more layers of colour. The more layers you get in, the more vibrant the sunset will look in the end. If you were to stop now, it wouldn't look nearly as good as it will if you keep going and add more and more layers. With this, it really depends on how vibrant you want it to look as to when you stop, but definitely keep going for as much as you can because it will look a lot better with the extra layers. I keep adding more to the shadows. If you don't get the shadows dark enough, it will also make the sunset look quite flat, and it would be more like if there were no clouds at all. You really need to get those shadows in to make the clouds look really heavy and get that colour going on the base of the cloud. After blending it out one last time, I start blocking in the black silhouette of the landscape. I really need to get that black in there so that I can see if I've done enough with the sunset or if it needs further adjustment. It's hard to tell if it's enough layers with the white in front of it because it can make the colour look washed out or less vibrant than when the black is in. And I just block that in using a dark red and black, blend it, and then I go over it with black again after I've done some final adjustments to the clouds. I also sharpen up the edge of the landscape because it wasn't quite sharp enough when I first went over it. And that brings us to the end of the tutorial. If you enjoyed it and are keen to see more of my videos, check out my channel. And don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on any of the videos. I do speed drawings and tutorials in colour pencils. Thank you.